cinematic, movie-like, widescreen. I've never used anamorphic lenses. This is the first time. So in this video, I'm talking about the Blazar Apex 50 T1.8 1.3X with autofocus. This has been quite an interesting experiment and experience. So I hope you enjoyed the videos and the photos. This is a whole new world for me. So I'm not a professional filmmaker or cinematographer. I've had a couple of opportunities to work with small companies to make commercials or advertisements for them, but this is an encouragement and enticement to do more of that for myself, for my channel, and maybe also for business. But overall, I think using anamorphic lenses has just opened up a whole new thing for me because it's getting me the compression of whatever focal length it is with a wider screen, just capturing more environment, capturing more of the scene to put the subject into perspective, to add more feeling and add that specific look that makes movies so great. So this is actually the world's first autofocus anamorphic lens. And yes, it's a 1.3, but if you see other reviews out there, you know that Blazar is just doing crazy things amazing lens quality, and this 1.3 is really behaving like a 1.5 in the sense of what the bokeh provides. But coming from not knowing anything about anamorphics to just starting to learn and jumping in, I could tell you I'm loving it, and it's really an inspiration to get out of the ordinary photography and video stuff that I've been doing, to just capture more of the scene, more panoramic style scenes, closer to what we see in real life. A lot of times we've talked about 35mm, 50mm, 40 being what our eyes see, but we don't see that limited 3x4 frame. We see wider, even though our focal length might be at the 40, 43. So I think anamorphics get us even closer to what being immersive is, which is why movies have been using this to be more immersive. So I do see this as an opportunity to expand on photo styles. It's totally going to throw off how printing works for me, but I'm in it to learn what that looks like. And I think depending on the system you're using, there are going to be benefits, pros and cons. This being an autofocus lens for Sony, I used it on the A7C2 and the A6700. Perform very well, but obviously these don't have the squeeze, so I've had to do some workarounds that I can go over in a different video using my phone as a monitor. And we know that, you know, the monitor app from Sony de-squeezes, but you have to do those type of workarounds when you definitely want to see what the image looks like. Otherwise, you have to really adjust to seeing a squeezed image to then imagine what it's going to look like later if you don't have these tools to monitor without trying to be too bulky. So that gets me to my next point. I'm not trying to do a full-on rig, so I appreciate how compact these lenses are, and this one with autofocus, to be able to do running gun shots, casual shots as I do photo and video, a very hybrid approach to these lenses. I'm not looking to do any studio level lighting or anything. I want to just capture things as they are, but with the anamorphic view. So I think this adds a lot to photography. And as you'll see, there's a bunch of photo samples here. This is just the first impressions of this lens and in anamorphics in general. I'll be sure to make a follow-up on how the autofocus works, any quirks, workarounds. This being a Super 35 lens, like what that means. That means this is behaving more like a 75mm focal length, but it's giving me the width perspective of a 50. So with that, hope you enjoyed these previews from someone who's not, I would say, expert in using these type of lenses, but just this is my first go at anamorphics, and I think I'm really in for the learning process of it. Thanks for watching.